So I've been searching web hosting services and domain hosting for weeks now, as I want to start with the right web hosting from the start, and I want to avoid migrating my website later when the traffic to my website increases. I came across Cloudways for web hosting and Namecheap for domain names. So in this video, I'll start by buying a domain name on Namecheap first, then we'll buy a web hosting on Cloudways. To buy a domain name, it is straightforward. You sign up, I've signed up here already, and then under domain, choose a domain name search. Check the domain name you want to buy. You would want a .com domain, as it is the most trusted. Usually your domain name is 2 to 3 words maximum. I chose E for electronic or digital, wealth science. I chose a general name, so it gives me flexibility to include any online businesses under this name. If you're buying a domain for the first time from Namecheap, they give you a discount code that you would use. In this case, it's NEWCOM598. Enter it here on the promo code space, and I'm going to buy it for 1 year. I'm not going to add any other options for the SSL certificates and so on, as it is provided for free by Cloudways. And we'll set it else here. So I go to my website name at e-wealth science. I almost forgot. You have to go on the email address that you signed up with, and then they have a link of registration agreement that you have to click on to basically activate your domain name. If you find this content helpful, like and subscribe to the channel so you can start your entrepreneurial journey with us. Now for hosting a new website, I'm going for Cloudways. Cloudways is recommended by many experienced bloggers, some developers, and people who build websites for a living. I will add links on the top of this video of some of the YouTube reviews recommending Cloudways. These are detailed videos that have done the tests to compare services. Now, if you're wondering what is Cloudways, Cloudways is a manager cloud hosting, a platform where you can build and manage applications such as web hosting and so on. Basically, it is a platform that helps you set up and install WordPress for free and getting everything set and ready for you to use. Before buying and doing the first steps of setting the website, I'll summarize the pros and cons about the platform. So the pros are, it's free to set up. You can set up the server, the SSL certificate, and other things before adding any payment. You're gonna get 3 days. In those 3 days, you can test it out and see how it works, and then decide if it's for you. If not, you just leave it. It's gonna expire and your data will be wiped out. It's a pay-as-you-go service. This means you only pay for what you use in terms of resources. They're going to charge you after you use the resources. You're going to use it for a month, and then they're going to charge you for what you use that month, rather than paying upfront and then being stuck into a contract. Scale up. You can scale up the resources as needed. It's fast and reliable. I'll add links on the top of the video to tests done for speed and service reliability. Free migration. If you already got a website somewhere else, they will do a free migration for you. They also have a free migrator plugin that you can use for as many migrations as you want. And from the reviews I checked, their plugin works great. Unlimited websites. You can create unlimited websites, and obviously you will have to upgrade the server size and so on. And depending on the resources you use, you'll be paying more than when you host only one website. Free SSL certificate. For those who don't know what is an SSL certificate, it's the encryption of sensitive information between the server and the browser. You would know a website has a valid SSL certificate if the padlock before the website's URL is present and have HTTPS instead of HTTP only. The only drawback of this platform is the price. It's more pricey than shared hosting. Usually shared hosting plans are cheaper the first year, then the price goes up. So if you go with a shared hosting, you only save for the first year. And by pricey, I mean you can start as low as $10 per month, and that's what I'm going for. So that's the only drawback for now, and I'm going to use them as a host for a year, and then I'll be able to give my opinion about them. Now let's get started with setting up the server. I'm going to click on Get Started for free now. If you use the link I will put in the description in this video, they will give you $25, and this will cover 2.5 months of hosting of your new website if you go for the basic option that you will see in a minute. And I'll get $25 as well. First of all, you're going to sign up. You get to this dashboard. Pick an application, and I'm installing WordPress, the latest version that's available. Then name your managed app and server here. You can name it whatever you want. And on Cloudways, they have 5 hosting providers. The most commonly used ones are DigitalOcean and Vultr. I checked the tests done to compare the two in terms of speed and performance. Check the links above on this video. Vultr is slightly more expensive, but DigitalOcean won in those tests and is slightly cheaper. So I decided to go with DigitalOcean. I chose 1 GB server size, and you can see it says here it is suitable for low traffic websites, which will be the case of almost all new websites, unless you have a huge audience already that you can direct to your website. In this case, you should go for 2 GB server size. For location, choose the location that will be closer to people you want to reach. I'm going to choose London. On Vultr, for 1 GB is going to cost you $2 more per month than DigitalOcean. So I'll go with DigitalOcean here. Once I'm done with all of those settings, I just click Launch Now, and they're just going to create this server for me, and now I have a plan. It takes few minutes to complete, so I'm going to fast forward it so I won't waste your time. Now the server is created. Here I've got the server. They do provide me with this. This here is my IP address. That is something you would potentially need, but that's probably not how we're going to go about this, and I'll explain more in just a minute. Then they give you a username and a password. If you ever hire a developer, they're going to need that information. You will probably need this information if you use a migration plugin to do it yourself. Up to now, we've been doing all these settings for free. As I need the host for my new website, I'm going to go and upgrade here and then enter my payment details to buy the plan. Now, to connect the domain name to the server, we're going to go to Namecheap. I go to the domain list, and then I click Manage. Then go to Advanced DNS, and here there are already some things that doesn't seem right, so I'll delete them and start from scratch. So on the type, for the first one, I'm going to choose record, and then for the host, I put @ and then for the value, I go back to the host Cloudways platform and copy the IP address from here. Now for the TTL, I'll just leave it on automatic. Now on the second line here, I'm going to choose CNAME record, and then for the host it will be www, and then the value will be your domain name. Now I save changes, and that's it. You should be pointing to the domain name. So to check if things work, I'm going to check on what's my DNS.net. I'm going to write my domain name and then search. As you can see, everything comes out green. That's great. And now I'm going to try and upload my website. Yay! Successful. And here we go. My website is live. Now I'm going to click on the link with WP login so I can log in on WordPress. And for this, you need the email address that you signed up with on the server and the password. Now I'm on WordPress. That's really good. Not everything is set up. Here, I've loaded it when I already installed the SSL certificate, but I will show you how to install it in a minute. Now we're going to install the SSL certificate. So to install the SSL certificate, it's as easy as going to your applications and then under application management, you go to the SSL certificate here, click on it, and it asks you to enter an email address. You can just use your own email address and then write the domain name and then install the certificate. If you're already upgraded and entered your payment on this Cloudways platform and then connected the domain name with the server, and then when you install the certificate, it should work. If I refresh the page, I can see the padlock. That means that the SSL certificate is installed successfully. Now I'm going to show you how you can buy a professional email with your domain name on Cloudways. So to set up your email, you go on the squares and then you choose add-ons, and then you go to Rackspace email, click on the pen to edit the details. Here it asks you to add an email address of your choice, such as support at your domain name, and then add a password and then save changes. That's it. You will be charged $1 a month for this email address. One email address. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below and I'll try my best to answer those. And I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching.